Alright, so this image on the screen you're seeing right now has got a lot of gamers talking. Because this image is supposed to be a teaser of a game announcement that's going to be announced during the Game Awards. Now, if you guys don't know, is that this is actually a real statue. They actually built this thing. And they're hyping this up that this is going to be something big, like something big is coming. And also another thing you guys might not know is that during the night, this statue is supposed to glow. Now, I'm not sure if it's like something got to do with fire or some type of like it generates heat or something. I'm not 100% sure how it lights up because I've seen a video of this and it looks like the tips of those like spider legs that you see, they kind of, they look like they're hot, like there's steam coming out of them. So I'm not too sure. Maybe it heats up and then glows in the dark. I'm not 100% sure of how that works. But yeah, this is actually a real statue that they actually made. Now, before I get into what this thing could be, keep in mind that I'm not actually 100% sure if this information is correct. This is just me guessing and analyzing the evidence. That's all it is. So keep in mind as we're going through the video is that I'm not 100% certain. I'm just guessing, but I'm going to take an educated guess of what this thing could be. So keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to look at is on the bottom right side of the statue. Now, if you look at the roughly around the middle, you'll see a crocodile there. Now, this crocodile it looks like not a normal, it looks like it's got an arm, but not like a normal crocodile's arm. It looks like, you know, like a monstrous arm. Now, this enemy could be something that you fight in the Elder Scrolls. I believe in Oblivion is this enemy appears. You see on the screen now, this enemy, can't remember its name, but this is the enemy that you can fight in the game. So this crocodile could be that. But I'm not 100% sure since we can't see the whole body. Yeah, we didn't even know if this thing can stand upright in a sense. So it could be that. I'm not too 100% sure. However, if you look at if you look above the crocodile, the one what looks like an undead creature with armor, the one that's got its like back turned, that armor actually it looks very close to the armor you see in the Elder Scrolls that what the Draga wear. Now, there is another thing that does actually point to this could be something got to do with Elder Scrolls, is that if you actually take a look at the special edition for ESO, the Somerset edition, like the statue that came with it, look at the statue, the way it looks. Those spider-like arms, you see how they look? If you look at that, it's very reminiscent to the statue, the way it has its own, it's like kind of like spider legs, if you can see that. Now, it doesn't look exactly the same. It's a bit different, but it's kind of close. And also another thing, if you go back to Mofala's statue, hopefully I said her name right, but if you take a look at that statue, if you look at her belt is, or like the way it's designed, and you look at on the statue, the one that right in the middle of that big eye, it kind of looks the same. It looks, it's not very identical. It's not exactly the same thing, but it looks kind of close, which makes me think maybe it's got something to do with her. Now, I know I'm pointing out things that got to do with Elder Scrolls, but I want you guys to keep your expectations low, like very low, because I do not think that this is the Elder Scrolls 6. I don't think this statue has got anything to do with Elder Scrolls 6, because even Todd Howard has actually said is that Elder Scrolls 6 is a long way off. So I do not think this has anything to do with Elder Scrolls 6. What this could be, it could be something maybe for ESO, because we actually don't know what their plans are for next year. We know there's more like updates and more expansions coming for ESO next year, but we don't know what they are yet. So a good time will be to announce it now, because since we are in December, we're at the end of the year. So it's a good time to announce it all now. But even with that being said, even though I think this statue might have something to do with ESO, it might not be, because it might, for all we know, it could be a new IP. Because if you look at the other side of this statue, is that you can see enemies that I've not seen before. There is an enemy there, if you can see some of the enemies that kind of look like enemies that belong in Doom. But even so, like there's a couple of things I said, maybe it's not ESO, maybe it's like got to do with something else. Maybe this game, maybe it's a new IP that maybe they were inspired by the Elder Scrolls. I'm not too sure about that, but that's what it looks like to me. Or it could even be something got to do with Elden Ring, or something got to do with, you know, Dark Souls, or something like one of those, like a new IP for those games. You know, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm not saying 100% certainty that it is this. That's why I'm saying, because my mind's kind of going everywhere, because I'm kind of recognizing a few things here and there. But when a closer examination, like it might not be that, because I'm seeing new, like look. I don't know if they're enemies, but I can see, um, like enemies are like creatures that are not in those games. You know what I mean? So it could be out. So it could be something got to do with ESO. It could be a new IP, or it could be got to do with Elden Ring, or one of those games maybe. So I'm not 100% sure. Because even if you take a look at that snake figure there, like that, I don't think that's an enemy in ESO. Like I've never encountered a snake like that before. That looks like that. I've never seen it. And some of those enemies, like I mentioned, they look like they belong in Doom. So and yeah, and some of them, like even if you look at close, you can even make comparisons to other games as well. So yeah, that's why I'm saying is it could be ESO, but maybe not. So I'm not 100% sure on that. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people making comparisons to other games, but I think as of right now, it's actually been confirmed that it's got nothing to do with God of War or Diablo. That's actually been confirmed. Because I was looking on X and a lot of people were making those comparisons, but now it's confirmed that it's got nothing to do with those games. Actually, I'm just cutting in here because we got a little bit of breaking news here, because it's been reported by credible sources that this has got nothing to do with Elder Scrolls 6. Now, it does actually state that it's got nothing to do with Elder Scrolls 6, specifically Elder Scrolls 6, but this does not mean that it's got nothing to do with ESO. So I just wanted to point that out. And this is why I was saying you should keep your expectations low, because it could be ESO got to do with ESO. It could be maybe it's got something to do with a new IP, or maybe it's just a statue just for the Game Awards. We don't know 100%. But I know it's been reported that it's going to announce it's got to do with announcement of a game. But for all we know, this statue could represent a combination of games. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure on that, but maybe that's what it could mean. So when it comes to this statue, keep your expectations low. It's okay, like, of course, to guess what it could be, but keep your expectations low, because for all we know, it might not be a game announcement. It might be just a DLC announcement. We don't know. You know what I mean? So keep your expectations low. We're just gonna have to wait and see what they announce, what this thing could be. So anyway, that's enough from me. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, thank you for watching.